Chat has always cracked me up. Eleiviate literally came in and says, boy, if you don't get back in this TeamSpeak, we're about to start finals without you. Hey, I respect that, and hey, he got it going, right? So now we are finally going into our first game here on Arsenal, and it's going to be a good one. Finding Neod versus NBG for first place and second place in our finals. It's going to be great. Both of these teams have fought it out through plenty of competition, and now they have reached the epitome, and the bomb is already getting planted. I'm a huge fan of this within the first 30 seconds.
Yep, aggression early on from Finding Neod. That's what you want to see. That's what the big success factor was for them in prior rounds. Look at this long flank from Stamino. Believe in Eleiviate, already doing quite a bit of the damage early on in this round, and quickly 2v3 now, but they're relying heavily on Stamino's performance. Believe as well getting involved in the mix is now back and forth we go. The pressure onto Jintroid. Been in this situation many times, but unfortunately it usually works out like that. Believe coming through the butt of the weapon into the chin. Wonderful stuff there to lock that one in, as it will be Finding Neod walking away the first round, but Believe comes through with some crucial kills to start off the finals.
It's a great way to start your finals off, winning the first round. Finding Neod, a very strong team. We've talked about them over and over and over again, especially going into the last match against Los Lecheros. We have seen when they turn it up a notch, they can slay out. Maybe they'll do the same right here, but I definitely think this could go to game number 5. But we'll have to see how the initial start's going to go. We see a big rush going over towards the B side. It's going to be 4 players, I believe, versus 3. And the man advantage going to NBG. Let's see if they can capitalize as the engagements are happening, and Poison and Jintroid is going to manage to take out Eleiviate and a couple of others. Man advantage to NBG, and now it's time to capitalize.
And I love how Finding Neod actually has layers as well. You see them having nades, having sniper rifles. They were heavily prepared for this, but just way too strong of a rush that we see come through from NBG. I will say, though, all things considered, I like what we saw there from Neod. I mean, Finding Neod, obviously. I thought that they played that one probably the best way you could without just solidly slaying. But this little flank that comes in from Conbix, this quick little hat trick, ruined the entire thing, right? I mean, it was like they played it well, but the only thing that they messed up on was watching the flank, watching that backside area that ultimately comes in to ruin their play. But that's what Conbix does, man. Very, very crafty player, can easily start to kind of get up in those high amounts of kills if you allow him to. And he's already at 4-1 through 2 rounds.
Yeah, huge fan of Conbix. He has been tearing it up, even going back to, I believe, the 3rd round against Mazer Gaming, 15-4 in one of the rounds. You're talking about dropping some high numbers, but we also know Believe in Nova can drop high numbers as well, regardless if they lose the round. 13-6 is nothing to sneeze at either. We have a lot of slayers on these teams. In the meantime, bomb has been planted. The second bomb plant. This is great. I love to see these teams really being aggressive and getting that bomb down, forcing a rotation and a strategy on the opposite ends, as we see a phenomenal round from Finding Neod coming through big to win their second round now, and round number 3 going into the 4th. I got to say, both teams looking relatively even.
Yeah, and I like that play that comes through from Finding Neod, right? They pretty much realize they have full control over this site, and it's kind of the mind games that go back and forth. NBG is probably thinking in their eyes, like, hey, we just dominated you in the round prior. Surely you're not going to rush there. Finding Neod realize, hey, it's kind of quiet over here. Might as well go for the bomb plant. Once they do, they pretty much lock down every angle. They win the gunfights they're supposed to, and it equals out to a round victory. So nice plays coming in from those boys, and they pretty much take advantage over the situation that they were given.
Sniper in hand and a shot fired and a connection, but a re-snipe coming in from Hazy. Nice sniper reward that we can say Hazy for sure won in that situation. But still, 4-4, man advantage to no one at this point, but more bodies are going to drop off, and I believe the bomb advancement has been made, and it will start going down on A. There it is. It's going to be planted. And now, we've got to see, how is it going to be defended? How will NBG be able to do so? Well, they do have the man advantage, and currently it's all up to Stamino by himself. Spots a player in the corner, can't get the shots on him, and that's going to force a player on Statue to start shooting at him as well. And so now, start rotating back. For sure, there's no way he's going to be able to make this happen, but I guess if anybody could do it, it could be him. Spots a player in the corner, able to get it, gets challenged. And teskiy, that was a risky challenge. Imagine if Stamino would have had a shot on him and taken him out. He would have had plenty of time to defuse the bomb, but they managed to get the trade, little bait and switch to tie up the series 2-2.
And teskiy, the one guy that we were talking about, you know, in terms of can Stamino pull off this crazy 1v2, it was teskiy who we were kind of counting out on this exact same map and that exact same position of which he was able to clutch that 1v2. So kind of an interesting little tail back that we make, but nice return coming through from NBG. Those return sniper shots pretty much delay the boys from Finding Neod long enough that allows them to kind of have some control to kind of stabilize themselves when it came down to that site. So great stuff coming through from them. Conbix immediately shot down to 10%. He's definitely kind of having a little bit of a breather after that one.
Absolutely, but still has his life, right? So he'll be able to continue through and potentially make something happen. He is on a 2-elimination streak, and you know how that can compound over time towards potentially a score streak. Could be hugely beneficial. In the meantime, though, both teams just trying to fight it out and make something happen. Because, yeah, that's going to be an awesome elimination that really, I would have to say, teskiy shouldn't have been able to get. 1v1 player up ahead. teskiy will be spotted. Going for the short range with the ICR. A bit risky, but he's going to go ahead and go for it. Escaping with the life is, in fact, going to be Neod, and he gets it in the end. A very bold push, but a push that had to happen. teskiy needed to make it worthwhile, and yeah, ICR Maddox, it doesn't matter. You got to go for it, and unfortunately, it doesn't work out.
I will say the fact that teskiy managed to get a hip fire shot with an ICR while being stunned is something that you're not going to see happen every day. I will say at the very end, though, very well executed round coming in from Finding Neod. The ability for them to stay alive, just such an annoying play at the end to just run around that bush, run around that shrubbery, and not able to find the elimination in the end, along with pretty much time being the only thing that keeps you as well from most likely escaping with that round number 5. A frustrating one to say the least, but we'll see exactly how they respond. These snipers.
Oh, he almost flicked on it.
He did. Nearly hits that one as well. And you can't count on Nova too often. He doesn't miss those sniper shots very much.
Seems like A has been the side to be going to, and unfortunately Nova is doing everything in his power to connect, unable to do so. Eleiviate getting teskiy and Hazy. Nova as well picking off Jintroid 4v2. Finding Neod about to potentially win this round to put up 4-2. Position they definitely want to be in, escaping through the vents. One of the players is, okay, making a little bit even. We see a fight coming back from NBG, but now it's up to Conbix. But one good thing he has going for him, well, I thought he was going to be able to get that bomb plant up, but unfortunately sandwiched in between, taken out, and another round going to Finding Neod.
And it's another situation. I wonder if we're going to see Eleiviate. Yeah, so this is going to be the pretty much the tail of the tape, the flank. Everyone's distracted by the sniper of Nova. Hazy tries to make a desperate little shot attempt there. Not going to go through. Nova sniper keeps making everybody on NBG distracted and allows for Eleiviate to have the free flank. If they want to dominate or if they want to keep winning rounds, when it comes down to the A site, you have to watch your flank. You have to watch that mid-push that can be made. And no one's doing that. And that's the reason why we see Finding Neod win that round, was the overall collapse thanks to the flank that comes in.
Well, we see a little bit of a different strategy. Finding Neod kind of, occupying that center section and rotating over for B, so switching things up just a little bit, but Eleiviate and Neod are going to get the best of Jintroid and teskiy, and once again, first blood going to Finding Neod. They seem to slay out in the beginning, and they capitalize. How many times have they planted the bomb? Well, just about every single round, and they force a rotation from NBG and force them to make action. In the meantime, you see NBG, they're challenging, but they're not making the most of the challenges they take. They're usually losing the gunfights, and that's a frustrating thing to be happening. You're pushing in with reckless abandon. You're not using your strategy to the fullest of its ability, and because of that, the score is going to be reflected in that. Right? Finding Neod up 5-2 and easily in position to take the first game.
Oh yeah, and that's a great way to follow up considering the round prior to that one. And it's pretty much controlled chaos. They make a full 4-man rush toward the site. They realize they have control, and they pretty much just set up. Like you said, they've been planting constantly. It's because they know when to utilize their forces. They know when to kind of take it over. And that's the scary thing for NBG is that can they contain that, right? And at their very best, can they contain the aggressiveness that Finding Neod has? Well, here's their test here in round 8.
Middle, a big fight going down, and this is where really gunfights are kind of 50-50 at that point in time. But meanwhile, though, look at the kill feed, all blue. Is Finding Neod wasting no time take that victory just as they were doing in the last game we saw them playing against Los Lecheros. And they end it within, what, 30 seconds, Landon? Taking it over 6-2. And that is a hell of a way to start off your final run. That is incredibly strong. Finding Neod looking like an unstoppable force.
Yeah, and in that last round, I kind of laid it out really quickly. 6-4 versus Los Cheros in the semifinals to get to this point. So the last map that they won coming into this series was this exact one. And they were off to a hot 4-0 start because why? Los Lecheros didn't know how to handle them.
Absolutely. I got to say, Finding Neod has impressed me more and more, and a team that I've definitely got to watch out for going into CWL London. They look strong, and I'm excited for the future. Big start coming out for the gold side. Yeah, it's already going to be over there as Neod. He's going to go ahead and jump off the map. And what a start for NBG coming through and getting all the eliminations on the map to start it off 1-0. This is much like the start we saw earlier from Finding Neod in Frequency, or excuse me, in Arsenal. So talk about a great first start.
Yeah, and I'll say, I mean, based on the position that we can see here at the very end, like I said, the early rounds, the first rounds are normally just based off of just pure aggression. So I will say one kind of indicator that Finding Neod will earn is that they know that NBG likes to kind of play through middle in terms of B pushes, which may seem standard, but we've seen a lot of teams actually not be able to utilize that strategy very, very much. But nice little two-piece off the break from NEROPOLSON is going to give NBG a wonderful advantage here in this round 2.
Hey, you love to see that, right? Anytime you want first blood at minimum, but if you're able to get first blood on 2, oh, I mean, it's a perfect
and on
situation.
offense as well.
Oh, 100%, right? So now you know you have free reign to lock down a bomb site, and hopefully they'll be doing just that, working their way over towards B. They know it's clear. Get it down. Force something to happen. In the meantime, though, they're still slaying out, so they're not at risk of losing as of yet, but the numbers do get closer and closer as the bomb goes down. It's a 3v2. Not Neod. We've seen what they can do with just any of their players. Believe is still up, mind you, a guy that's dropped high numbers in the past. Let's see what he can do now. 1v3, it's going to be hard, but yeah, not going to happen. Teskiy takes him out. And another game going on the side of NBG. It's kind of solidified it. We've seen Finding Neod, they can close gaps quickly, but the more NBG starts to get, the more Finding Neod has to start thinking, man, are we doing something wrong? What do we need to fix? What do we need to capitalize on? Meanwhile, NBG, they're going to keep the pressure going.
And that's a nice little pick that we got to see, a little snapshot there from NEROPOLSON, right? He was looking toward middle. And like we said, I mean, in terms of NBG, that was very well thought out to know that players are going to be making that rush through mid because they knew coming into that round the strength that they had through middle was probably going to be a factor, but Hazy, back-to-back rounds, making some noise with that sniper rifle, taking heads in the process, and is not about to slow down. Finding Neod, having to reference back. Oh. We're seeing them all collectively try to rotate, trying to escape out of this point of view, and thankfully, all of them will make it to this A site, but they're not going to make it here without a little bit of some contrast. Yeah, with some contention. See, about to go forward. We'll see how this fight breaks down.
Here we go, collapsing down. Bodies are dropping.
Wow.
2v1, and Teskiy last up by himself to try and come through not only in a 1v2, trying to get the eliminations, but also trying to get the bomb defusal. Does he decide to jump off the map, kill himself, or does he want to go through with it and go in? Well, he definitely seems like he doesn't want to collapse down on him.
Seems a little bit shy.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's fair to say.
And the reason why he won't want to jump off the map is because of how close he is to score streak. So
fair enough.
I will say, just hoping that no one goes for the challenge. He will be safe to see another day. So as that bomb will explode, it's rather unfortunate, but the sole man that you want to keep alive right now is this guy. Literally 15 points away. I mean, he literally gets an assist. he's good to walk away with a streak. So while it is a negative, it's also a positive that he does manage just to stay alive. But we'll see exactly this play from teskiy at the end. I will say, while this is a highlight for him, look at this hip fire shot that he managed to hit. Like, how does that even happen? That doesn't happen whenever I play. There's a reason why that's the case.
Wonder why.
But we're not going to get into that. But I like that kind of mid-rotation that we actually do see from Finding Neod. They kind of take all 4 players collectively, or all 3 players rather, and rotate from one bomb site to the other. That's not easy to do, especially when the opposition knows it, and when you go to the more less populated bomb site, or one that people don't really like to rotate toward as much because of how difficult it is to plant. So love to see that from Finding Neod. Good response from those boys.
Here we go. Going into round 4, NBG with just a minor lead, but Finding Neod, we've seen what they can do when they start turning up the heat a little bit. Snipe from Hazy, trying to get it on Believe, just up ahead. Oh, I guarantee you, if you play up, I knew he was going to take the shot. I thought it would connect, but nope, just narrowly missing. But he's got a lane locked down, right? So he's kind of forcing players from the opposite side of Finding Neod that they can't push forward because they know they'll get sniped in return. Meanwhile, we see some shots going down. Look at the kill feed, lighting up gold, so that means NBG with the advantage. Eleiviate now currently the last one up. Bomb is being laid down. Now Eleiviate's got an option. Do I want to go for the clutch? Do I want to go ahead and eliminate myself? But just goes in and essentially commits suicide as Eleiviate is going to go down by Hazy with a quick scope in the end. Maybe he didn't hit the first 4 or 5 shots, but he got the most important one, and that was the last one.
And NEROPOLSON again, just coming through with some clutch kills, and yet again on the flank. This ladder area, and pretty much this entire side of the map, is one that is not treating Finding Neod kindly. I mean, the one round that they win is basically off of a slow play, off of basically a failed attempt at rushing B, so they go over to A. I mean, all 4 of these rounds have been dominated by NBG. So the question, for me at least, is what is Finding Neod going to do? Because you're losing on the more favorable side of the map. And they're going to get smacked here. I mean, thankfully they do have somewhat of an answer. But yeah, all 3 players in ladder, they're just lost right now. They just don't really have an answer to the positioning that NBG possesses, whether it's flanks, whether it's just late rotations through mid into ladder room. They're not really having much of a response. And one thing that I really like that we're seeing from NBG as well, team shots, right? Constantly following up on the opponents. And in this mid-map pressure, all 3 players are going to be here right after Conbix finds this crucial kill. All 3 players are lined up ready to go to take down that final man.
It's all a numbers game, right? Search and destroy has always been that. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's an individual skill. You have to be able to make sure you win your gunfights. But specifically now with it being 5v5, you can swarm the final player, swarm the final 2. It doesn't matter. You have numbers, and there's power in numbers. teskiy, 2 score streaks in possession. He's got the Hellstorm. He also has, of course, the Lightning Strike. And that's going to give the potential, especially if they win this round. Final round is going to be easy. And melting is poison. Taking out Nova, and another player from Finding Neod, setting an exclamation point saying, "You will not take this game. It is in our hands." There it is as teskiy finishes off the last 2.
I think that's teskiy now 6-0, I believe.
Amazing.
Has yet to die. He's flawless, in fact. But we're going to see NEROPOLSON yet again. And look at this shot. Finds 2 up close.
Look at the snap. Look at that snap landed.
Those are very accurate shots. I will say he does escape with 3 HP, but nonetheless, that is what is so scary about this play from NBG in this game too. I'll be honest, I thought Finding Neod was going to come out. They were going to play really well. I mean, we're talking about literally 6-0 from teskiy, 8-4 from NEROPOLSON, Hazy 6-1, now 7-1. My goodness, it is a slay fest, and NBG are dominating this game as they're going to have players just pretty much jump in unison. That's how effective they were. They're doing everything as a team, and they're going to win this one in a very dominant way, one that you love to see if you are a fan of these boys. A 6-1 return here on Frequency to level the playing field up at 1-1.
Look at that. And I mean, all from eliminations.
I'm going to say really quickly.
Already hopping back into the action. We're going into Payload. We have NBG fighting it off against Finding Neod, currently tied 1-1 in this best-of-5 for the finals. And we're already exploding with the action. 3 players going down there for the team of NBG. Finding Neod quickly finishing this game off to bring this, at least this game 1-0.
Yeah, nice round coming in from those boys. And that's the way that you want to start off one of these things, right? Kind of a little bit of an entry battle coming into it. We're seeing a lot of outskirts play be in mind as Nova. Big two-piece to kind of settle the score. It definitely kind of slows down the troops a little bit into that portion of the map. But like I said, if you're a fan, kind of going back to Finding Neod's play, that's what you want to see. A confidence kind of being instilled back in them. I will say now on the offensive end, most likely going to be seeing a B hit in this situation. Obviously, they're going to have quite a few forces directed toward this area. And only 2 remain here for NBG.
Ooh, flying out, unfortunately, is Stamino as he's going to go down. Teskiy easily gets that plus a second on Eleiviate. Poison taken out, Believe. All 5 members still up for Team NBG. And now it's up to Neod, and yeah, not going to happen. Bomb is easily going to be defused, and NBG looking strong off of that, and now they are, in fact, going to be tying it up 1-1.
And there goes all the confidence, right? There goes all of the positive that you're sending toward Finding Neod was that round right there. They make a full rush. They have a 4 to 5v2 advantage. A little bit aggressive play. I think that was coming in from Stamino, excuse me. And teskiy, he takes down the bomb planter. The bomb planter doesn't even move. And teskiy's also going to finish off another one. I mean, this should not happen, right? That player is known at 2 different points, and no one is looking at him. So teskiy escapes with a hat trick and pretty much has someone fire at him once.
Look, when you're hot, right? Last game, teskiy was the guy, right? I mean, finishing, what, 6-0, 7-0?
Like, I'll say he was hot, but I think it's more of Finding Neod in that situation, just not playing correctly.
Look, I agree.
Can't take anything away.
No, I agree, right? I mean, it definitely could have been played better, but teskiy, he's feeling good. I mean, regardless how he got the eliminations, and he's feeling great on that, but a bit of a slower start overall. See that A site getting a lot of action. Somebody's potentially going to be dropping relatively soon. As, yeah, it's all converging here on this little alleyway. Grenade coming through, got to get out of there. That could have easily been a 2-piece if they weren't careful. Meanwhile, currently 3-3. Will we see a rotation come through? That's the question. A seems to be the site they're committed on, and NBG's pushing for it. Hazy with your bomb. Finding Neod knows exactly where the team is at, and yeah, they're going to go ahead and capitalize, finish it off. Finding Neod is going to come through and win that second round. A bit slow, not the aggression we're used to seeing from either which side, but phenomenal kill cam.
Next kill coming in from Mr. NEROPOLSON himself. I feel like we've been seeing him quite a bit in terms of that that ending kill cam, the best play of the round. It was 1 elimination, but it meant a lot more than just 1 kill. And moving on here toward the B site is going to be the boys of NBG, and they saw a lot of success in this one last time. You see a much different rotation. They immediately kind of go toward the opposite portion of the site, kind of rotate toward a different area of the map, and they're just going to collapse on them. They know exactly. They've pretty much locked him up in a box, and they're getting shut down so easily. Hazy finding 2, a 1v3, and just like they wrote it up, NBG puts Finding Neod in a box and watches them as they try to escape, and Hazy, up close and personal, takes down Believe and says hello to the man with a team name, Mr. Neod, and waves goodbye. Wonderful stuff up close. A solid round coming in from NBG as they continue to dominate on the B portion of the map.
Yep, and they keep that up. Don't fix what's not broken. Keep going towards B, and I think they'll be just fine. In the meantime, Conbix, and it looks like Nova's going to have the first interaction potentially. No, excuse me, it is in fact going to be, yep, Believe, who's unfortunately going to go down by teskiy. And meanwhile, you see it, NBG already pushing all the way through the B site, now going into the spawn, nearly, anyways.
But why does Finding Neod not have more players over here? Like, they're struggling on the B site, so why are you sending only 2 players to that portion? I understand based on the way that the map works, but I feel like that should be known as what we're talking about, Taylor, is a matter of Finding Neod struggling on B. That's been the massive indicator as to why the rounds have gone the way that they have. Yet they continue in that last round to think, okay, let's send less than half of our players there. Like, I get it based on the way the map works, but in terms of the way that the other team has seen success, why would they stop?
You know, it's always in the back of their mind, and I agree with you. Why are you not capitalizing on that side that you're getting dominated on? Well, maybe it's in the back of their mind. Okay, they've been going B this entire time. They have to go to A. They have to go. It's just like taking a Scantron test. You see 10 Bs, and you're thinking there's no way. Even if you think you're right? It's like I got to pick A in that situation. So in that case, I just feel maybe they're like, oh, they're not going to switch it up. But I agree. There's no reason to not apply more pressure on that side that you're getting dominated on. But in the meantime, Finding Neod, they're heading over towards A once again, and already met with a lot of aggression is going to be Hazy, firing some shots. Nobody dropping though. All stay up. And now I'm curious how NBG is going to collapse down on this, because you see Conbix as well as Jintroid, they're going to be rotating, it looks like, through the enemy spawn, but no, they're going to go ahead and backtrack. But now they're going to be all down one central choke point.
teskiy takes down Stamino. 4v2 situation, and this push from NBG looks to be working out. One player left, and Neod is dropped in quick succession. And that's a wonderful way to play on the A side. That's a wonderful way to play in that very open space, because denying and making the round last longer at the beginning of it is only a positive for the defensive team. Why? Because the offensive team at that point is thinking, okay, hey, we have to get the bomb down. We have a lot of time. We only have so much time in order, for us to basically put down this objective. So the longer the wasting goes for NBG, as long as they still possess an even man count, it's an advantage for them. And so they pretty much play the advantage. They wait, and they make their entry. As soon as Finding Neod starts to maybe have a little bit of doubt in their mind, that's when they collapse. And that's a wonderful way to play it from NBG's side, because in back-to-back offenses, Finding Neod are struggling.
We've seen it time and time again, this massive amount of fights coming in the middle, and Poison once again lighting up the kill feed. Now there's only one left, right? Once again, off the beginning, less than 30 seconds. 4 go down on Finding Neod. Now Neod, the last alive. Bomb has been planted, and yeah, it's going to be tough pushing in. Yeah, you got the Maddox, but is it going to be enough to kind of push through? And yeah, you got 3 players converging down on you, and at this point in time, 5-2 in favor of NBG, the powerhouse team, which was Finding Neod, looking like they just can't get it together on this map. They lost the last one 6-1. Now they run the risk of losing this map 6-2. It's scary.
Yeah, and the way that those final few fights go down, I mean, that just shouldn't be happening. You have 3 players firing at 1. You should be winning that. There shouldn't be even a question in your mind in regards to that. And, while streaks aren't necessarily, super crucial when it comes to the payload in terms of, where the sites are located at, we'll see how Jintroid may at least use the ping of the lightning strike if he hasn't already, because I believe he just did earn it. It's 7-2. Players rush in. We'll see if they can see some success. Finding Neod desperately trying to get back in this game. They do possess the man count advantage. So with that in consideration, Hazy joining the fray as he'll get team shotted. And that's what you want to see. Finding Neod challenging as a unit. They're not just sending 2, 3 players toward this site. They're sending the entire team. They're going to get that plant down as well.
Yeah, he's going. It's over.
And that's going to be nice for them, right? You get the plant down. You get pretty much the entire team stays up. And Conbix waves goodbye to the round. But look at that nice little setting off. That looks like a painting. It probably is.
I want to go hiking over there.
That'd be nice. I feel like the elevation would probably ruin me.
Once this whiplash I have goes away, maybe I can go hiking. Don't headbang when you're 27.
It's true. It really did happen.
That's a fact. I gave myself whiplash by headbanging the other day. Weird, but it happened.
It did happen.
It's a reality of life.
It happens sometimes.
It really does.
Life just hits you in the head sometimes while you're headbanging.
To a song that wasn't even like, you shouldn't even be headbanging to that song.
It's true.
It just wasn't even like hardcore. Actually, you guys have heard that song tonight. It's a great song.
It is.
Weird. 5-3, NBG on the cusp of taking this victory. But, hey, 5-3 isn't a win. Got to get that 6. And in the meantime, Finding Neod might have some tricks up their sleeves. That last round was phenomenal, right? So in this case, they do the same thing. They'll be able to continue pushing forward. Very slow start on both sides, but shots finally going to be fired. Unfortunately for Finding Neod, it is in fact going to be Neod going down to give the man advantage to NBG for the short time being. The bomb has been planted. NBG gets it down.
Oh, and Jintroid comes through with 3!
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and that's the way this one ends. It's through the streak usage. And I love what we see there. I think what ends up going down is that from the NBG side, they take control. So this is what happens. They take control over this main, I'm going to call it the airplane hangar. They take control of this entire hangar area, and what ends up happening is that they send 2 toward the backside. They send 1 who's already looking toward middle, and the only other direction they can come from is toward the other side, of which is outside. So they pretty much rotate to the outside of the building, and once they have every situation covered, because they know they're not middle, they know they're not in the backside of their spawn, there's only one other place they can be, the perfect time to use the lightning strike to get the bomb down, and that's the way that NBG walks away with that triple kill, is by process of elimination. You love to see it. A dominant win in game number 2, and another dominant win here in game number 3 on Payload.
Look at that, man. Phenomenal job from the underdog. I mean, can we call him the underdog NBG? Come on, going against the team of Finding Neod.
I'm not going to call him an underdog.
It's like
coming into this series based off both the names, like based off of knowing who they are, I would give you, okay, maybe based off the players, but this isn't a respawn tournament. So this is search and destroy. This is a different type of format. This isn't what all players are used to. This is what NBG plays on a regular basis. This is what they're practicing for.
Fair enough.
Tournaments like this. I will say they have a few players who are kind of more entering in toward the respawn scene, so I'm not going to call them search and destroy stars, but they definitely come from that background. But now at this point, Finding Neod is on the back foot. This could be the very last map of this entire series and also this tournament.
Very well could be. We'll definitely have to see how it's going to work out. Chat, let us know. Finding Neod, NBG. Who is going to end up on top? Well, only time will tell. Let's get it started. We're going to be looking at a very slow start overall, but I guess it's very common. And break down to me the strategy, right? The typical strategy of this map, like kind of like how do the teams kind of want to go about it? We've seen Ace site has a lot of action. Getting shower control is huge. We saw that in the first game that we cast it over. Oh, that's okay. That must be the strategy. Poison just finishes off 3 players. In the meantime, though, it still doesn't give them an advantage. Still down 1-2, regardless of that. Finding Neod still with the advantage, but...
Oh, I love that. I just love what Conbix is like, is the coast clear? Did NEROPOLSON literally close everything out? He basically did. But, yeah, in terms of this side, I mean, or this map, I mean, it's kind of difficult. I mean, it kind of goes back and forth. At first, it was like, okay, B, the more typical side. Then it was like, okay, A has to be the more... prevalent one. I would say in terms of at least this tournament, we've been seeing a lot more teams kind of go B than I've been used to. Because if you have a stable sniper, if you have, and I guess, I mean, with specialists, it kind of changes things up as well. A usually is the more hit on target, but a lot of that relies on mid-map presence from either of those teams. If it's offense, you really want to be watching that mid-connector stairs because you have the advantage in that situation. But Conbix playing the site very well, finds one, has the plant. And unfortunately for him, though, he's not going to be on the bomb. I think the fuse is going to be coming in from Believe.
Can he get there? I don't think he has enough time. He's going to be just short. Oh, and that hurts. But no, he got it. Okay. I was like, man, there's no way. Yeah, he was just short of that. If he literally would have been a second ahead, he would have been able to get it. Getting that diffuse off, that hurts.
It does.
That really hurts your ego.
It definitely does. I mean, considering what happened, but I want to see this really quickly.
Yeah,
I mean, pause everything. NEROPOLSON.
That's
1, 2, 3. Basically a combination there. And nearly finds the 4th. I mean, that was a close one. If he manages to hit that melee, we're looking at a possible 4-piece and a highlight added to the reel. But still, though, a very well-executed round. Conbix will escape with his life in that situation. So definitely notable. But Finding Neod getting off to a hot start. It is one round, but it is a nice one to find. But look at this. A full 4-man rush to B, and nobody is there.
Free bomb. Yep, it's going to be a free bomb plant. And that's going to force an NBG to kind of rotate over and try to get something started. Teskiy, though, taking out Eleiviate. Conbix on Stamino. And Believe taking out Poison. We see trades going down left and right. But Believe with that 2-piece is going to be great in terms of evening out the score. It's going to be a 2v2 now. Now, how do you play this? Well, it seems as if they're just going to go for the full push and try and get the elimination and double back on the bomb. Meanwhile, he's got to win this, and that's going to be a phenomenal win from teskiy. But not enough time is going to remain unless,
this is
it's
it.
going to be close unless Conbix can get on it, and I think Conbix did hop on it, and he got it.
Wow.
That is a phenomenal way to work your 2v2. Great.
Wait!
I swear he had it.
I wonder if he either hopped off of it or maybe slipped on the trigger a little bit. Maybe accidentally got a little bit nervous. He had the bomb in his hands as he left, so I'm going to assume that he most likely...
I swear he had it, Landon. He got it in like 8 seconds, 9 seconds.
Yeah, I was going to say this 1v1 was super important because teskiy wins this, and you're going to notice, I think it's Nova, does not even pay attention to him because he's just trying to take out the enemy player.
Yeah, he was already on it at that point, wasn't he?
Yeah, it looks like it. It's hard to tell. I mean, we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say he just didn't have time, but there's a very high chance that he kind of lost that one. Maybe, butterfingered the controller there. Not sure. But I think one thing that we saw Finding Neod, or rather NBG, start to run into a little bit toward the end of that round was the lack of cover that's possessed from the offensive spawn. Because once you plant the bomb down on B, unless you run into the defensive team spawn, there's no real cover to hide into of which to look at the bomb directly. Like, you can try to hide inside of Sushi, but you don't really have the option to really run anywhere after that.
Bomb has been planted now. We see NBG trying to go on the attack. Meanwhile, all 5 members still up. NBG finally dropping. 2 go down, 3 go down. Now 1 as well as Finding Neod, finding all of the players just as quickly as they start to push it. I don't think anybody on the side of Finding Neod dropped during that total engagement. And now it is currently 2-1. In the meantime, NBG still leads, yes, but Finding Neod, hopefully that gives them a momentum boost. This is potentially the final round of this tournament if we can't see Finding Neod close it out. They got to tie up this series with it being a best of 5. Currently, NBG's leading 2-1.
Looks as if it's going to be Finding Neod making the quick rotation over toward B. This looks somewhat familiar. Conbix, the only man here. He's going to get the call out to his teammates. You're going to see all those blue arrows make the quick rotation. Not even looking both ways before crossing traffic because they know their eye is on the prize. Quick rush being made, believe. First one to find a kill. First blood found and only more to follow. teskiy finding a big double kill. And here comes NEROPOLSON through connector. He'll drop one and he'll drop another one as well. This man, usually when he's putting up elims or putting up kills, it happens to be right after each other. 2 to 3.
No way.
Wonderful stuff from NEROPOLSON. As that's going to be the hat trick. That's going to be the round. And he's going to be so kind to hand off the bomb. And he might even be waving to the opposition saying, hello, it's so nice to see you. But on these terms, it's going to be our round of which we win this one. What a play from Poison, man. Those are not easy shots to hit. And the way that he does it in close quarters as well. Like, finds one, quickly hops into connector. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. That's how you do it right there. I mean, come on. These two rosters, we've seen it from Eleiviate in the past. Believe we've seen amazing plays from Conbix. We've seen amazing plays from Hazy. Now Poison wants to get in the mix, of course. teskiy as well. Everybody's having their moment to shine, it seems. Loving what I'm seeing. Tied up series now 2-2. And we're just gonna keep it going. The action is great.
And we're going to see another push back toward B. So this is interesting. We're seeing a lot of success on that side, and back and forth we go. Player number 10, which in this case is going to be Nova, has to back up a little bit. Now, I know he's typical to having that sniper rifle. One thing NBG has to be aware of is that connector push that could also be going through. Conbix is going to be acting as a bait on the opposite site, so it's going to attract a few of those Finding Neod players. But one pick already found. B site, totally clear. Outside of player number 6, who just happens to be sitting off not too far away. Conbix, I love that position, earns the kill streak.
Poison as well. 2 streaks on the side of NBG. Definitely going to be great to use late game. Hellstorm ready as well. And another elimination potentially coming through. Poison is unstoppable, Landon.
All right. All right, that's all I got to say. I mean, at this point, what is this guy doing? This is crazy. This is actually crazy, and I'm glad that we actually do get to see this. Granted, it isn't the final kill cam, but I mean, or the best play rather. But he gets the bomb planted. Wonderful execution to try to hop back and forth. Quick gunfight. Manages to kind of stem just the nick of time before finding the other kill as well. NEROPOLSON up to 10-2. Double streaks already. And like you said, Conbix as well. NBG, they've managed to fire away. And for what, the third, fourth round in a row, we're going to be seeing quite a few players make this rush toward B. Conbix, yet again, first man to see it. He's going to reference back, and I will say, he can maybe even utilize a few of these streaks. One of them actually gets utilized here from finding, and they're not going to see anyone as of yet, but quick kills coming in the apartment buildings. Conbix able to shut down one onto Eleiviate, but toward the backside is NEROPOLSON. Can he go big again? Not going to go through.
He's mortal.
He is in fact mortal, and Conbix, though, on the other end, low on HP, will get challenged, and it will be Stamino and Finding Neod who finally get the response, and they're going to see success here on the B site. So, what, 3, if not 4 rounds in a row, we're seeing pushes be made here, and I like it.
Loving what I'm seeing, and I do believe Poison, with what, he picked up 1 or 2 eliminations before he dropped? If so, I believe that puts him right in line to get the TAC 5, if I'm not mistaken. Not the craziest specialist you can get, but still an added boost. An added boost, right? Kind of had a little seizure there. I'm sorry, guys. It happens. Might as well point it out before people are like, what?
What just happened?
I don't know. Weird.
But yeah, like you mentioned, I mean, he is very close to that TAC 5 boost. And we're going to be back in showers now, and quickly dropped.
Ooh.
And Stamino, believe everybody from Finding Neod, they were ready for that push. But that's one thing that's different from a lot of our other rounds that we've been seeing. Defenses on this site is that most people are looking at this one and saying, okay, or rather most teams are looking at it and saying, okay, hey, let them kind of come to us. We'll kind of play this, inner tree area. But no, what they do is they put a lot of pressure in showers. They put someone through middle who pretty much plays passively and then waits for their opportunity, and that's how they seize the chance. That's how they seize that round and make it look so effortlessly, or rather more effortless, was because of their aggression that they showed and their passiveness in certain areas. Wonderful round coming through from the boys on Finding Neod.
Still very close. NBG knows they need a win in order to secure their first place in the finals. But it looks as if Finding Neod is starting to gain some traction, as they currently have the man advantage 5-3. A couple trades going down, but not going to be very fruitful for NBG as Conbix last up. He should easily go down in this situation, but even so, putting up a great fight towards the end. Now, with this being said, now Finding Neod 5-3. A lead against NBG, but streaks still remain. Yeah,
and that's something that's very crucial coming in this next round is what's going to be the call for NBG, right? Because they've been dominated in back-to-back rounds, offense and defense on the A site. So you'd like to normally imagine, okay, hey, B's probably going to be the typical pick. So defense, offense, where are we going to see? NBG is going to be on the offense. And like I said, they have some work. They have some stuff to utilize. They've got some things to work with. They do have that TAC 5 boost. 12-5 for NEROPOLSON. They're going to play this one a little bit slow. Probably going to go ahead and call in the ping, most likely, from the lightning strike here within the round. And just a few warning shots coming through from Neod. And yep, there comes the early ping from Conbix.
You notice Poison still has his TAC 5. He didn't decide to use it to kind of guarantee a round. I have to guess they're really trying to
hold on to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're trying to escape with this one with using the least amount of utility possible, but as they start to reveal themselves, they're going to get some control over that. So as the ping comes through, they basically makes the players from Finding Neod back up. Oh, but Conbix, they have to watch this entry point. Yes, gets one pick. Oh, has another player just around the corner. Hazy, very hectically running around, and yes, it will work out very well. Jintroid, last man standing, along with a few of his comrades, will shut down Nova. And I will say, impressive to say the least from NBG that they, I believe, solely used the lightning strike ping. I don't think they actually called it in. They might have showed the latter parts of the round, and I might have missed it, but I'm pretty sure they just used the ping. They didn't use the TAC-5 boost.
Yeah, just the ping. Yeah, no
wonderful
TAC-5.
execution. They have 2 streaks. They have a specialist ready to go.
Still don't use a specialist. Okay.
Wonderful, wonderful ability of holding on to those additives. Impressive, to say the least.
And Conbix isn't, I mean, he's not too far away from the War Machine either. I mean, highly unlikely he'll be able to get it, but you can only imagine if he turns up. But in the meantime, man advantage going to NBG. They could force a tiebreaker around 5-5. If that's the case, they're looking solid. But meanwhile, Finding Neod answering back. Getting the trades. Okay, so maybe potential of a lightning strike will be coming through. Yes, it is in fact going to come through. It has to connect with somebody. It does not. It goes to waste. All streaks, I do believe, are gone. Actually, I think Poison still might have. But yeah, I think all streaks are unfortunately gone in that situation.
They're investing a lot. They want to see this round 11.
Okay.
Conbix is here. Oh my goodness, Conbix
gosh.
managed to get the shot punch onto Nova. A quick 3v1 puts it all in Stamino's hands, of which he's probably going to drop in the showers, and yes, it will happen. The lightning strikes get invested, and we saw the very aggressive play come through from Finding Neod. They made the quick rush through middle. They see a little bit of success. They distance players back, and pretty much what they were trying to do in that round was try to make a quick rush happen to make sure those lightning strikes wouldn't play a factor. And unfortunately for them, they're not going to follow through with it. And yes, TAC-5 boost used off the break. It's going to be a little bit of extra HP, 200 on each player. No specialist for Finding Neod. Still a lightning strike. And a B push being made from Neod. One player going to be in connector. Conbix can make somewhat of an impact, but no, not going to do it. Here comes a lightning strike.
Yeah, this has got to connect, and it does not, unfortunately. That's 2 lightning strikes with no eliminations. The pings definitely helped in earlier rounds, but NBG so close to winning this final. It's currently a 3v2. Now only 1 left alive, and they are able to get it, and they get the elimination. And there you have it, Landon. NBG are, in fact, going to win your finals, the first ever Weekly Rumble. A phenomenal job from NBG to take it over to CWL London qualifiers of Finding Neod.
Yeah.
What a game we just saw. Saving the streaks, saving the TAC-5, and coming through in the end to take that. A very risky move, but you see it. They come through big, and they win the 3 rounds, 9, 10, and 11.
And that's a wonderful point to bring up. Round 9 utilizes streak ping. Round 10 utilize a lightning strike. Round 11 utilize TAC-5 and a lightning strike. They got the full usage out of their streaks and the one specialist ability that they earned. Not often can teams say, oh, well, you know, we managed to get lightning strikes, we managed to use the TAC-5 boost or whatever. Normally that happens in maybe 1-2 rounds. They spread everything out over the final 3 and closed this one out. That was wonderful execution from NBG. And I got to be honest, I'm a little bit surprised. I thought that we were going to see more of a showing from Finding Neod. Granted, they had a wonderful tournament. They made it this far for a reason. They came out hot in that Arsenal Search and Destroy, winning that one 6-2. But dominance in Game 2 and Game 3, we were seeing some performances. These S&D guys who are known for Search and Destroy in their history, I know they're getting involved more in the variant game. They come through. Frequency, dominant 6-1. Payload, dominant 6-3. And closed out here in round 11. Like we said, closing out those final 3 rounds, very, very important. And I got to say, man, one guy that I'm going to have my eye out for in terms of future tournaments, in terms especially of this team, is NEROPOLSON. He was going off. He was going off. We saw Hazy play super well. I think it was teskiy who has a lot of clutch kills. He closes it out there. And that round 11, Conbix was having some super solid performances as well, putting up some high numbers even leading into the grand finals. And Jintroid as well was having some amazing moments. Overall, from NBG, we can look at every single player from this team and immediately think in our minds a certain moment of which they went off. Think of a certain moment of which they played super, super well. And so with all things considered, like we talked about coming into the grand finals, Taylor, it's a consistency type tournament. You have to have all players have a solid performance, and that's what they did. But I got to say, I think in that last game, more specifically, NEROPOLSON is the man who led the charge.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the prize pool. What these guys just won. NBG is taking home a nice $1,200 first place prize. But hey, Finding Neod, they're not going to come out empty-handed. Second place at $500. But don't forget, we pay out for the top 16 guys, all the way from 5 credits up to $1,200. And we are doing this week after week.